Today, we are gonna try a new needle, well, at least new to me, and that is the triple needle. It's also called the drilling needle, and I don't know why. If you know why, tell me down below in the comments. That's right, it is 3 needles in one shank. We are gonna thread each one individually, and we are going to be sewing with 3 needles at one time. And you might be wondering, what the heck would I be using a triple needle for? Well, today we are going to hem a t-shirt with the triple needle. This is going to give us a faux cover stitch look. And then we're also going to try out just some nice straight stitches with the triple needle. We can do a nice rolled hem with it. And then we're going to try out some decorative stitches with the triple needle. Will you want to buy a triple needle after watching this? Well, follow along to find out. And a huge thank you for leaving those comments on the double eye needle video. It inspired me to try out this triple needle. So let's go do it. The first unique thing about this needle is that you're going to need 3 threads. And today I'm going to be using 3 different colored threads so you can really see what each needle is doing. And you're probably wondering, how am I gonna fit 3 threads on my sewing machine? Well, you can use a thread stand, so you can buy these online, local fabric store. If you don't know where, check out the link below in the description. Another thing you can do if you don't have a thread stand is wind 3 bobbins and then put them all on your spool holder, and then you're going to thread them all through the same grooves in your sewing machine and just put 1 in each different eye of the needle. Real quick, before we head over to the sewing machine, if you're enjoying Sewing Anastasia, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to know more about sewing, make sure you check out my online and in-person sewing classes along with the sewing club. Now let's get back to that triple needle. So I'm going to be using spools of thread today, but if you were using 3 wound bobbins, you would just place them right on top of each other like that. And then you would just grab all 3 threads and thread your machine like normal. So to thread the needles with thread spools, I have 2 on the top of my machine and I have 1 behind my machine on a thread stand. So I'm just going to grab all 3 threads and run them through the grooves in the machine at the same time. So I have all 3 threads and I'm just following the same path on my machine that I normally do. So just follow the same grooves. Make sure you get your uptake lever. Make sure you're putting all the threads above the needle. And I'm going to put the threads through the guide at the top of the needle, just like normal. And now we're going to separate these 3 threads and put them through the eyes of the needle. So now I'm going to start threading each eye of one of the needles. So we got 1 in. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. Now we're on to the 3rd eye of the needle. It always helps to really hold the thread towards the tip, and then it should just pop right in. And now what you're going to do is take all 3 of these threads and make sure that they're in the slit of your foot to the back. So now you should have 3 needles threaded with 3 threads. And for this demo, I'm going to be using a teal bobbin thread, and I'm just going to place that to the back. The first thing we're going to use the triple needle for is a mock cover stitch. So if you don't have a cover stitch machine, this is a great option to getting a 3 needle cover stitch. So I've ironed up the hem of my t-shirt and we're going to run it around the bottom of it, hemming our t-shirt with the 3 needle mock cover stitch. Okay, so let's give this a try. Seems like it's going pretty well. Just gonna check the back. Looks interesting. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. Seems to be sewing nice and smooth so far. Gonna get back to where I started. Let's try out a few back stitches and take out our project. So let's take a look at how that turned out. So you can see this looks like a cover stitch from the outside. The mock cover stitch really looks great, if I might say so myself. And this here is what the triple needle looks like from the back side. So it does look much different than a cover stitch on the back, and it doesn't have as much give to it. Actually, it has about no give to it. So this is purely decorative. But at the bottom of a t-shirt hem or a dress or something like that, you don't need that give to it, so it'll be okay if it's a loose fitting t-shirt. But one downside to this is that if you do have something really stretchy, it is going to pop. So if you stretch it really hard, you can see here that the stitches will pop. So you need to make sure that you're using a super sturdy knit or a woven, otherwise these stitches will pop. And that's why this is called a faux cover stitch, because it looks like that cover stitch from the outside, but it does not act the same as an actual cover stitch. There's really no give to this one. And on a true cover stitch, when you stretch it, there's give to it. So this needle is great for a faux cover stitch, but if you need a real cover stitch, make sure you're using a cover stitch machine. Now let's do a rolled hem with the triple stitch, and we're gonna do this on a woven fabric. So we're basically using it as a straight stitch, but we're going to get 3 rows of stitches perfectly spaced out, and we only have to stitch once. So I have my hem rolled up towards the inside, and we're going to be stitching from the right side of the fabric. So it's a really good idea that you iron up your hem before you use the triple needle, because remember, it does not look the same on the back as it does the front, and we want those pretty triple stitches on the outside of our project. So I'm going to get started here, a couple stitches forward, I'm gonna add a back stitch, and then we're gonna come forward. And I'm also gonna hold the threads in the back just to make sure everything's moving through real nice, nothing's gonna get stuck. And I'm just gonna keep the edge of my foot lined up with the edge of my fabric and just continue all the way around my project. And now we are at the end of hemming, so let's take a look at it. So this triple needle hem is pretty fun. Look how cool that is. I'm even considering adding another row of 3 stitches, and we can have a 6-stitch hem. How fun and extra is that? And you can see that the back side of this does not have 3 rows of straight stitches. That's why we had to stitch from the top of the fabric. Otherwise, this stitch would have ended up on the front of our garment. So you can really see a big difference in how the front of the stitch looks compared to the back. So be mindful of that when using this in your projects. Now let's try out the triple needle decorative stitch. Now I think this one is going to look so cool. So let's go try it out. I'm gonna add it to the bottom of a piece of fabric. Now this could be at the edge of a collar, hem of a dress, maybe down the middle of a blouse. You can really add decorative stitches in a lot of different places to make your garments and projects interesting. I'm going to be using this really fun diamond stitch here for my triple needle. So I'm just following the edge of my foot at the edge of my fabric. Look at how beautiful and thick and amazing this decorative stitch looks with the triple needle. I absolutely love this. I can see it at the hem of a sleeve or a collar. I'm really excited to add this to some projects. This is probably my favorite thing that this needle does. I can really see myself using this. And on the back, this is what the decorative triple needle stitch looks like. So you can see it doesn't look like the front, but kind of looks cool too, just like that. But I definitely love the front side. So overall, I think the triple needle is really fun to use. It's great for decorative stitches, making it look like you have 3 rows of stitches, but you really don't, or adding that triple decorative stitch. I'm kind of obsessed with that. Love it. And we also tried out the faux cover stitch hem as well. That is a really fun little detail to add to a garment. Let me know what you think of the triple needle down below in the comments. I'd love to know if you're going to get a triple needle and try it out. I personally think it's worth it just for doing the decorative stitches. Thank you so much for watching Sewing Anastasia today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when all the new tutorials come out. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys. Let me know what other kind of videos and products you would like to see, and I'll explore them. Leave that down below in the comments. And don't forget, I teach classes in person and online, and we have the online sewing club. So check those out as well. There's links down below for everything. And if you want to know what's going on in the studio today, right now, make sure you check out my Instagram stories. I'm always posting there. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye.